Hilaria Baldwin has been in the news a ton recently for a reason she wishes that she was not. The yoga instructor, podcaster, and mom has been getting in tons of hot water after she has been accused of faking her Spanish heritage, with sources now claiming she has literally no Spanish heritage and is just a white girl appropriating culture for her benefit. And based on the evidence that I've seen, it really isn't too far-fetched. I'm Mackenzie, you're watching InformOverload, and let's get into the details of this whole mess. Hilaria Baldwin is currently 36 years old, and up until recently it was widely believed that she was born in Spain. And a big reason as to why was that her own blog said so, with it reading, quote, "Baldwin was born in Mallorca, Spain, and raised in Boston, Massachusetts." Then in a 2018 profile with Hola magazine, it describes her as born in Spain, speaking Spanish as her native language. As well, her name is Spanish, so of course people thought this was the case for years. Well, that's until Amy Schumer got involved. And yes, you heard that right. The whole drama actually started with Amy Schumer, as the comedian poked fun at herself by posting a photo of Hilaria with her new baby and joking that it was Amy, with Amy saying in her caption, quote, "Jean and I wanted to wish everyone a happy holiday season. Enjoy with whatever family members are talking to you this year." With the whole point of the joke being that Amy wants to look like Hilaria after she just had her baby. But it seems that Hilaria did not take the joke very well and didn't like how Amy's post was actually not body positive, with people taking aim at her because she is skinny. This prompted Hilaria to post a video to Instagram addressing why the joke made her feel bad. But the big story here isn't about what she said in the video, it's about how she sounded. With people shocked, she sounded like a regular English-speaking white woman with no accent, especially because she's had Spanish accents in the past. And then to top it all off, in the midst of that, this tweet went viral, quote, "You have to admire Hilaria Baldwin's commitment to her decade-long grift where she impersonates a Spanish person." With the replies to the tweet now being flooded with receipts about how Hilaria is faking being Spanish, like one interview right after she married Alec, where she's clearly speaking in a Spanish accent. Then there's another interview where she forgot the English word for cucumber.
We have tomatoes, we have how do you say it? Cucumber.
Then in an interview she actually did very recently, she says that she moved to America when she was 19 to go to NYU.
And a dresser and,
so
and
you
one
moved
chair.
Here with your parents?
No. I moved here when I was 19 to go to NYU.
And now to get to the bottom of what's actually true. So her parents are not Spanish, but they do live in Mallorca, per page 6 since 2011. But before that, they appear to have lived in Massachusetts. And there are receipts that show that her parents seem to just be American with no roots to Spain, other than just vacationing there a lot. Then some people came out of the woodwork to explain that they went to high school with Hilaria in Massachusetts, with her name even being in the alumnus of the Massachusetts high school. Her classmates even exposed her for going by a different name back then, fully a white girl from Cambridge, and quote, did not have her current accent, even adding she went by Hillary back then. Internet sleuths then found her name is actually Hillary Hayward Thomas, and that she grew up in Massachusetts. Another classmate tweeted out, quote, "I went to high school with her. Genuinely lovely person, I recall, but a fully white girl from Cambridge." As a response to all the stuff coming out about her on Twitter, Hilaria took to Instagram to address everything. In the video, she says she was, quote, born in Boston, but adding she's also a different kind of Bostonian, one who spent, quote, some of her childhood in Spain, saying that she went back and forth from the two places her whole life, and that she's bilingual, and that her accents get mixed up when she's nervous, and it's something she's always been insecure about. As to her name, Baldwin said that she uses the name Hillary in the US and Hilaria in Spain, saying, quote, "My parents, they call me Hilaria, my whole family calls me Hilaria," and then eventually she noted she decided to consolidate under Hilaria to minimize any confusion. Then going on to talk about her culture, saying, quote, "Yes, I am a white girl. Europe has a lot of white people in there. My family is white. Ethnically, I'm a mix of many things. Culturally, I grew up with the two cultures." So it's really as simple as that. But people didn't take well to all of that, with a lot of comments asking her about her fake accent, and then asking how she can call herself Spanish if she only vacationed there. And then because the response to that was also not good, she posted yet another video, clarifying in the video, quote, "First thing I told my husband is that I was born in Boston," she said. Quote, "I spent a lot of my childhood in Spain. My nuclear family lives in Spain and has lived there for a long time." Adding, quote, "I was moving around a lot, but I came here when I was 19 years old to go to college." Adding, "I never said that my mother was Spanish. My family is a big mix of so many different things." And in that video, she really said a lot without saying a lot, but the subtext of it all was that she was mad people were making this into such a big deal and wondering why people have such an issue with her background. But the reaction to the second video was even worse than the last video, with people flat out accusing her of cultural appropriation and saying that it's clear she tried to make a brand for herself as a Spanish person to be more interesting, with people telling her just to admit it instead of playing dumb. As of now, it seems like no one's really believing her responses, and her comment section is basically her fans forgiving her and saying this whole situation is dumb, and then her critics telling her to own up to just being white. Honestly, this whole thing is incredibly dumb, and she's not getting cancelled because she really doesn't deserve to be. However, she does need to own up to the truth and stop acting like we're the problem after it said that she was born in Spain on Wikipedia for God knows how long. There's also this gem allegedly from her cousin saying that she's not Spanish at all, which of course doesn't make things any better. A blog post by Hilaria's father was also just discovered, where he flat out writes, quote, "My path in life has been heavily influenced by Spanish language and culture, and not because I have an iota of Latin blood in my veins," Thomas writes. The post was published on internationalintegrators.org, a company Page 6 reports he co-founded with his wife, with Thomas writing in the blog post that he became fascinated with Spanish culture at a young age, and he learned Spanish because his father said he would take him to Argentina if he did. Hilaria has not spoken out more since last week, but her family is showing support. Billy Baldwin and his wife Cynthia Phillips sat down with the New York Post, Page 6, on December 29th to talk about the drama, empathizing with Hilaria and commenting their support, saying, quote, "This is probably an awkward and embarrassing time for Alec and Hilaria," Billy shared, noting that he's been in touch with Alec throughout the whole scandal, making it clear that he stands with his brother. So that's really all for the video, guys. Let me know your thoughts below. This is just a strange one. I guess a good one to hop right into 2021 with. It's just like the weirdest scandal, but we do deserve to know the truth, so I hope she does something about it. But before I head out, I'm going to shout out some comments from Worst Beauty YouTuber Launches Part 2. Mary Kay said, quote, "Two-Face is just so shady." Well, the name says it all. Very interesting name for a brand. Why would you name yourself after something that is shady, like a two-faced person? Like, maybe they were trying to tell us something in the beginning. Then Cat Charlie said, "Nikki Tutorials really deserve better than Two-Face given the unforeseen circumstances, especially monetarily. She owned up to the quality of the makeup. I definitely admire her for that." Yeah, I think throughout that whole Two-Face scandal, it just really showed how genuine and good of an influencer that Nikki is, because she only wants to promote things that she thinks are good. She's not in it for the money, clearly. She just wants to make a good product for her fans to enjoy, so it's really, really unfortunate that she got caught up in that. Then another user said, "Why in the world do they name themselves Two-Face? That's literally the worst name to name yourself, but it fits so perfect." Yeah, I mean, I would say they need a rebrand, but clearly they don't. Alright guys, that's all for the video today. Thanks so much for sticking around if you made it all the way here, and if you liked the video and want to see some more, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. I've been your host, Mackenzie Smith, and I will catch you all in the next one.